How do you know when something or someone is right for you, or when you are on the right path? 4 words. When it is easy. So this has come up for me a few times lately, but also it's come up a few times in my life and I'm always reminded of it. So I'll give an example. Years ago, when I knew that I had to follow a calling to do my counselling course, I'd had this in my mind since I was a young girl, and it just stayed there. And this calling just kept coming up, and it just wasn't the right time, And then later, when I was about 29, I finally followed that calling. Now, when you follow things that you feel you really want to do, you might sometimes have fears come up. You might have limiting beliefs come up that tell you not to do it. I had a lot of fears coming up that said, you can't afford this. You're not brainy enough. You're not academic enough. You're not good enough. You don't have the time. This isn't going to work. You have all of these things come up, right? And they're just fear. And they will come up when you're trying to grow as a person, when you're trying to do something good in your life and you're trying to get yourself out of worse things, right, and into better things. They will naturally come up. So you're going to have fear come up. You're going to have criticism come up. But you'll still feel to follow that calling, regardless. You'll still feel it. And you might feel that you'll regret it if you don't do it. Now, when I say it will feel easy, or whatever I said, it will be easy, it will, right? Things will fall into place. So regardless of your fearful voices, regardless of the things that your brain is telling you, everything will resolve itself. All the problems that you bring up will resolve. So I thought, I can't afford it. And then suddenly I found a way where I could pay in installments. I thought, I don't have time. I found a part-time course that fitted around my work. I thought, my work's not going to allow me to cut my hours so I can do this course. They did. Everything will fall into place and everything will be easy. I've recently had this come up again, and this is why I'm going to do this video, because I don't think I've ever done a video about this. But when I'm reminded of it, when it happens again, I'm like, oh, I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right thing because everything is falling into place. Everything is easy. Nothing's a problem. And that's happened in my new job, right? So I had loads of negative thoughts, negative beliefs, fears, criticism, all of that coming up again because I stepped out of something that wasn't good for me, stepping into something that's going to be better for me. And I wasn't sure about it. And I wasn't sure whether I was on the right path. But every single day I come up with something, I go, well, this is the problem. And then it's resolved. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to do this. Then it happens. This is going to be in the way. Then it isn't. It will just fall into place. Everything will be resolved. Everything will prove you wrong. Everything will prove your criticism wrong, your fears wrong, if it's the right thing for you. And that's talking about people, so relationships, friendships, it's talking about jobs, it's talking about anything that you are worrying about. So think about the one thing that you are worried about, that you feel called to do, or you're being guided to do, because sometimes you don't even feel called to do something, but something will be put in your path. Whether that's, so like, for instance, I lost an old job and then I got given a new job quite easily. I must admit, the most easiest interview, the most easiest way of getting a job ever. And this is how I kind of knew, right? It got put in my path and I was like, not sure about this. So I wasn't called to do it, but it got put in my path. When you question whether it's right for you, just ask yourself, has it been easy? Or maybe ask the question. So if you're worried about something, ask about it, see if it can be resolved, see if it can be worked around. And if it is easily worked around, if everything falls into place, and sometimes if everything falls into place at the right time, That's another thing as well. It's like, oh, this must be the right thing. This must be the right person. Now, I want to caveat this because there is always a caveat. So sometimes you will be put on a path that doesn't feel good, that does feel easy, right? So things fall into place, they work out, problems are solved, and then something happens to make it feel like it's not the right thing. Something goes wrong. You get into a relationship that feels easy, that feels right, and then you break up. Or you get into a job that feels easy, feels right, and then you lose it. Something happens, right, that doesn't feel right, and you think, oh, maybe I wasn't on the right path. You are still on the right path because you would have learned something that you needed to learn. You would have grown, you would have gained new skills, you would have gained new perspectives. You would have learned what you needed to learn to then get you back on the right path to something else. So learn through a relationship that will help you in your next aligned relationship that's right for you. Learned in a job that you need the skills to then go into the right thing for you in a new job. Okay, does that make sense? So I hope this has been helpful. It's been playing on my mind for a while to do it. Let me know if this is something you're going through or have been through, and if you've got evidence of this to help other people, to show them that this is right. Because in my experience, this has all been the thing that keeps coming up and reminding me, look, you're on the right path because of this. So yeah, let me know, put in the comments, like, share, all of that jazz, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.